This is the Latin America Solutions lecture. In the Latin America Solutions lecture, we're going to be looking at a very specific type of solution to the sorts of problems that we talk about in this class, which I generally introduced in the last time. There are many different types of solutions, and we'll be looking at a number of these over the course of the semester. For this particular lecture, what we're going to be talking about is holistic development efforts. Holistic development efforts is my term for the type of development efforts that try to solve a bunch of different problems, usually by investing in one community or in one big project to deal with a number of different issues. Oftentimes, organizations that engage in holistic development do so through some specific and usually unique method to go about their development, as does the organization I'll talk about in just a bit. Not all, but many of the problem solvers that are out there internationally in the world are organizations called non-governmental organizations, or NGOs. These are private organizations. They're nonprofit and charitable, and aren't tied in any particular way to a government agency. We will talk about government agencies later on. The organization that we're looking at today is in fact one of these NGOs. It's one that's called Heifer International, and some of you might have heard of this organization before. They offer alternative presents at the holiday season. Someone can buy a goat or a cow or some other animal that they can give in honor of a friend or a relative. The reality is that Heifer International is a holistic development organization that uses agricultural development to try to solve problems that include food insecurity and poverty, environmental problems, and a range of other things through their project work. They are, in effect, a holistic development organization. And what they use as their special and unique development project is animal husbandry, and also the notion of passing on of the gift. The name of the organization, Heifer International, refers to a female cow, and in many of the projects that they take place, when an animal gives birth, that animal the progeny of that animal is then passed on to another family so that a project continues to work even after the organization has left. But in addition to animal husbandry, Heifer International also uses a lot of education. They use something that they call community-based, values-driven development, in which they really work with local communities to find out what they want in the development project. And they try to help people to eat better, to have greater economic security, to ensure that people are equal, both men and women, in the communities that they work with, and that there is justice and healthy environments produced in the projects that they undertake. A sample project that Heifer might do would be to work in Honduras on an so-called agroecological project. An agroecological project refers to the idea that agriculture can help the local ecology in addition to feeding people and helping increase their income. In a project that I had the opportunity to see in Honduras, participants were given cows, chickens, and bees. They were taught different strategies that would help them to prevent erosion on the very steep slopes that they were farming. And they also engaged in a community capacity building part of the project through health and nutrition campaigns. They had gender equity meetings and planned for social justice within their communities as well. All of these things went together in an effort to try to improve the livelihood of people living in the project areas that this particular project worked in. There are a lot of other organizations out there that do work that's similar to Heifer International. Not so much in that they use animals, but that they too are focused on holistic development. Organizations like Partners in Health obviously work on health issues. Trees for the Future works on tree planting. Water Aid and water issues. Plan International works with children. Free the Slaves works with people who have historically been oppressed. And Women to Women works with women's development in a number of parts of the world. All of these organizations share in common a holistic form of development. And I encourage you to do some research not only on Heifer International, but maybe some of these other organizations as well, so that you get a sense for the type of work that holistic development projects do, especially among non-governmental organizations or NGOs.